yourself for the apocalypse.
Hey everybody, Chief here. Thanks for checking out the video. So here I am on the test server with some brand new module that Pixonic is having everybody test. I'm sure you've already heard of it, called the Shield Breaker. So we're going to check that out, and we're going to do a little more testing on some the modules that we tested on the last test server, which is the Speed module and the Shield module. So a couple of changes that they've made. And I'm going to go over my lineup real quick with you. I've got obviously the Loki in here. I've got the pilot set up for all the speed. But on the speed module, they toned it down just a little bit. The last test server, it was 10%, and now it is 7% at max. Still pretty reasonable. The next one that I'm going to be taking a look at is going to be the Fortifier, or the Shield module. Now this one also was toned down slightly. It used to have 18% shield regeneration and 18% to shield strength, which is basically the durability of the shield. So they toned those down to 15%, and they left the physical shield boost at 18%. So this is still going to be a pretty good module. Now here we are. This is the one, Shield Breaker. There's been a lot of talk about it. I'm guessing they're introducing this as a way to combat the Ares trains. And we'll just take a quick look at this. Ability duration is 5 seconds, and the cooldown is 20 seconds. And it says that basically, anytime you shoot any shield in the game, it's automatically going to break the shield as long as you shoot it during the 5-second ability duration. Now 5 seconds is quite a long time. If you're using something like an Avenger, you can strip multiple shields down, be it Bulwark, Ares, Hades, whatever. It basically just shuts their shield off, and then you're free to damage them. So I think right now I will I'll go into battle and I'll give this a try. You guys know I'm not a huge Ares fan, and the Ares train definitely needs addressed. I don't think this is going to be the way to do it though. And the reason is that this module is, for one, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you gold and power cells in order to use it. So basically, you can kill an Ares, stop an Ares train as long as you're willing to pay. So I think that's a bad thing. And the other thing is, this thing is essentially going to not only kill the Ares, but the Hades, the Nemesis, both of which are relatively balanced. They are good, solid robots. Their shields are not overpowered, even though they are impenetrable, because the duration and the speed of the robots, it's really easy to counter the Nemesis and Hades. The Ares itself is the problem. Aside from the gold cost on these things, it's going to kill things like the Bulwark, the Heishi, the Fujin, basically any robot using any kind of energy shield. This thing is instantly going to defeat it and make those robots essentially worthless. So I really don't think that it's a good idea to kill off 6 or 7 other robots in order to address one that is wildly overpowered. But I'm going to try and get some gameplay for you guys to check out exactly what I'm talking about. And I do have in my lineup, you know, the Ares, the Hades, and then I've got the Aojun and the Bulwark. You know, this module, you know, yes, it's going to kill the Ares. Yes, it's going to kill the Ares train. But wow, you know, it's going to take out several other robots too in the process. Plus, it's going to cost you. So, you know, I think they're sending a strong message saying that they are ready to address the Ares train and the Ares being overpowered. But for some reason, they don't want to just nerf the Ares, which is really what needs to happen. Just the Ares needs a targeted nerf. And there's a number of things that they could do. You know, people are talking about changing the size of the shield, you know, and that's one, you know, the shield has a hitbox. It can be made smaller, you know, so that the shield doesn't, you know, isn't big enough to shield other robots. I don't think it's a good idea to put the shield directly on the Ares itself, because then you are losing one of the counters that we have right now for it, and that is to get into the shield so that you can kill it. If the shield is directly applied to the robot, yes, it's going to stop the Ares train, but the Ares itself is still going to be overpowered, and you just lost some of the counters that we have to it already. I don't know, they need to lessen the duration, lessen the damage that the built-in weapons give, increase the reuse time, decrease the speed of the Ares. This robot, it's a problem. They know it was a problem. We gave them the feedback. So, you know, I mean, I can go on for days about the Ares and the Ares train. I'm sure all of you have experienced it. But, you know, you're here to check out this module. So I am going to take you into a battle. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so for the first match here, it looks like we're going to be playing Beacon Rush and dropping into Canyon Map. I'm going to start off with my Loki just to try and get to some beacons, and I'll start with this top beacon here, just try and save my teammates some of the trouble, and we'll see how the game goes from there. This Loki is just so much fun with these speed modules. Alright, so I am just going to go. Keep running. And there's an even bigger speed boost. So they've got 3 beacons on us. I'm not really too worried about beacons at this point, but I'm going to do a little bit of damage here just to get out of the robot. And I'm going to now start trying to do some damage, and hopefully I find an Ares or two. He is not an Ares. Let's see, what do we have coming up here? Looks like there's not too many shields on the field right now. This is the test server to test the new module, so I'm not exactly sure why people are not running more, but hopefully they have some a little later in their hangar. This looks like he might be a traditionalist Falcon. His health is really going down slowly. Alright, and he was able to take me out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bulwark now. The reason for that is these Vipers will definitely put a nice dent into that Falcon. And there goes his health. Okay, there is his last stand, so I'm going to stop shooting, and here we go. Should be able to take him out here. And you can see with the the bulwark, wow, his shield was doing a lot of work against that glory. And that's because I have 3 of the shield modules boosting it. Alright, so now, here we are back in control of the beacon bar. Yep. Got rid of his shield. And he's trying to run away. He really would probably get less damage if he would have just changed his mode. And he still hasn't changed it. That's also what you need to do to regenerate your shield. So there we go. Let's try to get as much damage in on him as possible. He's probably going to take us out, but that's okay. Looks like we are getting C now. I'm going to drop back here and help my teammate out though with this guy. And there he goes. Alright. Like, there's 3 up on the top side. And maybe only oh, there's another one. Okay, looks like we've got a Wayland over there. Oh, somebody destroyed my shield. There we go, and he's down. He's dead. He didn't have a chance. And finally we've got the Ares here. I've got 600 meters range, so let me try and use that. Should be able to take this guy out. Alright. Finish up over here. Alright, so this is, you know, I think it's kind of pointless. It is pointless to have an energy weapon and use Shield Breaker against an Ansel shield. It does not actually take the shield down, and that's probably because with an Ansel shield, an energy weapon just passes right through it without hitting. So, doing some pretty good damage with this Ares here, but that's mainly because I'm kind of hanging back and using the ranged. Okay, shield is up. Get that retribution in over there. See if I can't finish him off. Got another Ares here. His shield is now down. And he's gonna take me out. But yeah, overall that I think was a pretty good showing, taking a look at the both the Ansel, well actually all of them, the Ansel, the Aegis, and the Retribution shield were all in play there, and you could see how different weapons kind of interacted with them a little bit differently. But with the module, when you use it, you know, it just one bullet in that 5 seconds of duration, and the shield, the entire shield, is just gone instantly, which really leaves the robot just completely unprotected. And yeah, will this kill the Ares? I think it will. If it goes to a live server like this, unfortunately it's going to kill several other robots too, and I really don't think that's necessary. I think, honestly, I think they were a little off mark on this one. I will do a second game for you guys and change out a couple of robots just to take a look at them and see how they are. I think I'll run the Nemesis because it is, you know, of the Greek bots, he has the shortest duration shield. So, you know, he may not be affected quite as much with the module, because, you know, there is a 2-second delay before it actually kicks in and works. and then it's going for 5 seconds. So, you know, by the time you see a shield come up on a Nemesis and then you click the module to use it, you know, that's, you know, probably at least 3 seconds unless you're super fast. But you're looking at probably 3 seconds already, and I mean, his shield is only up for like 5 or 6 seconds, so, you know, it's not really too effective, I don't believe, to use it. But we'll take a look. We'll see how it works. But definitely the if this were to go to the live server, Ares would be essentially they would be pointless to have. So you know, for the people that run multiple Ares or a hangar full of Ares, you know, they're you know, they are at the will of whether or not people want to spend gold in order to use this to kill them. Because that's what it comes down to, is, you know, are you going to spend the gold to use the power cells to have the advantage to destroy an Ares shield? So we'll see what kind of you know, changes Pixonic makes. Keep in mind, this is the test server, and things you know, it's very early on the test server too. This is the first time they're trying it, and not everything makes it to the test server. So I mean, to the live server, excuse me. This might be one of those things. I certainly hope it is. At least the way it is right now, this is yeah, this is gonna destroy several robots. Okay, well, that was the match. We came across with the victory there, and we'll take a quick look how we did. I didn't do too great, but I wasn't really going for damage either. You know, but I'm glad that you guys were able to see, you know, see this in action, and we will make a few changes to the hangar, and then I will see you guys in game number 2. Okay, guys, here we are. We are going to drop into Carrier, and this is going to be Domination. You see I changed out a few robots. I added the HOHSBD, the Nemesis, and the Carnage. The reason that I added those robots is just to kind of give another look. The Carnage and the HOHSBD only have an Ansel shield, and the second is the Nemesis, and I kind of I don't believe he's going to be affected quite as much by this kind of a module, simply because his shield duration is so much shorter than the other robots. So you know, it's just going to be difficult with the 2-second delay that is on the robot, or I'm sorry, 2-second delay that's on the module when you go to use it. That pretty much means that you know, the shield is going to be nearly depleted anyway. There's the Bulwark getting hit by a couple of shield breakers. He was able to stay alive, but that's really only because there was cover available. But unfortunately, if I'm running the shield breaker module, like I am, I'm not going to be able to have a heal module. So here's the Carnage, and I have the Avalanche weapon on the Carnage. We'll give the Avalanche weapon a little test here as well. And we'll see how things work out for somebody that's only got an Ansel shield, because realistically, you know, things like Carnage, HOHSBD, you know, those are robots that you see in more of the mid and lower leagues. So kind of want to see how they're going to do. And I did put a heal on on this robot instead of the shield breaker, and the reason for that is because I really don't think he's going to do very well without the heal module. So okay. And let me go ahead and use that heal module. Oh, I got death marked, and there I go. Alright, so they didn't use the shield breaker against the Carnage, but they did use the death mark, and that's probably even worse. Alright, so here's my Heishi now. It's a nice super dash. Try and get this beacon back. Unfortunately, I'm not going to keep it because there is a Loki down there, I believe, that is causing the issue. Alright, his shield is gone. I'm death marked. But it doesn't really matter. Need a reload here. Should be able to finish him off. Alright, he is gone. And it looks like we got our home beacon and kept it. That's good. Okay. Got 2 more seconds. Oh, you got me. Let me go ahead and drop in with the Nemesis now. Unfortunately, it looks like the Reds are down to 3 players. But I think we were able to get some footage to see, you know, exactly how much this module is going to change the game. Hit him with a little bit of splash damage there. And on this robot as well, I went ahead and just used the healing module instead of the new module. That's just because this guy really benefits a lot by having a heal available. You can see they were still able to break the shield, but you know, I'm not used to the shield being up for more than a few seconds anyway. So it's not really too much, but definitely not having last stand is a little bit of a difference maker there. I think if a couple of my bots would have had last stand, I think they would have been able to at least, you know, survive a little better and maybe take down 1 or 2 more Reds. Just try to get a little bit of damage on him. And I do want to try and hang back just a little bit. Okay, made his shield go away. And the shield will stay gone until it regenerates on its own. So the faster your shield regenerates, the quicker it's going to come back. But that's it. There you have it. That was the new module at work, and it wasn't too bad of damage. They might have been a little better with some of the more metabots, but that's a pretty good match to show you guys. Unfortunately, the red team was down a player. That tends to happen a lot on the test server. But that's going to be it, guys. You know, my overall opinion, this is the wrong way to nerf the Ares. You know, and I will share that with Pixonic. But let me know your thoughts on the new module in the comments below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.
The The apocalypse.